Today on Rappler, the family of slain transgender Filipino Jennifer Laude seeks a DNA test for US Marine Pemberton. For Ebola precaution, the Philippine government will check ships' last 5 ports of call. And the shootout in the Canadian Parliament triggers a lockdown in capital Ottawa.
Hello, I'm Paterno Makel. We're coming to you from Davao City, where Rappler is launching its campaign, #SharePH. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. The family of slain transgender Filipino Jennifer Laude demands a DNA test on suspect Private First Class Joseph Scott Pemberton. Laude's sister, Marilu, says this will establish the Marine's presence at the scene of the crime. The motion was filed a day after Pemberton was moved to a detention facility inside Camp Aguinaldo in Quezon City from the ship US Peleliu in Subic, Zambales. Senator Antonio Trillanes and members of the media arrived Thursday at a property in Batangas dubbed HACIENDA BINAY. The day before, businessman Antonio Tiu told the Senate he's willing to open his property for inspection. Tiu's lawyer at first tried to block the media from entering. Trillanes and the members of the media were finally allowed to enter shortly past 2 p.m. The 350-hectare farm is a subject of corruption allegations against Vice President Jejomar Binay. At the heart of Davao's diversity are its indigenous peoples. While their forefathers survived at the fringes of society, this new breed of IPs are smart, outspoken, and aware of their roles as catalysts of change. Rappler's travel show anchor Nikki Luna tells us more.
This is PAMULAAN, the Center of Indigenous Peoples Education here in Davao. This place is not just dedicated to preserving the heritage of the IPs, it wants to pass on the culture to the next generation. Janisel is a talandig from Bukidnon, and she says every color in her dress has a story.
Para sa akin, yung damit ko is that very important siya kasi galing sa lola ko. At the same time, nagkaroon po ng ritual bago ko po ito isinuot. Kasi sa amin mga katutubo, yung ritual po is the heart and soul of our activity po. It's a sign of respect sa mga spirits or mga deities na tumutulong at gumagabay po sa amin.
PAMULAAN helps mold leaders for indigenous peoples by rooting them in the realities of their political life, heritage, and culture. This reality is clear to Rona, a member of the Manobo tribe in Mindanao.
PAMULAAN changed my life through empowering me, helping me to appreciate that my culture is rich. I'm worthy to be proud of my tribe.
With one indigenous parent, Rona once rejected her indigenous side.
I am half-blooded Manobo. I considered my half-blood as a stain of my whole being. I experienced discriminations and other prejudice from other groups.
This view changed when she took up peace education.
Conflict had different reasons. So, ang kaguluhan naman ay hindi lang yung pag-aaway, yung tawag dito, yung giyera. Kung hindi may kaguluhan dahil kulang sa edukasyon yung lumad, may kaguluhan dahil kulang sa mga social services yung mga lumad.
Kailangan natin ipagpatuloy yung anuman yung nasimula ng partners.
For the IPs, PAMULAAN is a way to evolve with the changing times, with their dignity and heritage intact. Nikki Luna, Rappler, Davao.
For more stories on what to taste, see, and do in Davao, visit www.rappler.com/shareph. A Muslim consumers group says the lack of organized halal certification in the Philippines could prevent the country from taking advantage of the 2015 ASEAN integration. The group says 60% of ASEAN's population are Muslims, but the Philippines has only 3 accredited halal certifying bodies. The case of finding halal food remains a challenge in predominantly Christian Philippines. Ride-sharing service Uber gets busted in the first sting operation conducted by franchising agency LTFRB Wednesday. Ride-sharing service Uber gets busted in the first sting operation conducted by franchising agency LTFRB Wednesday. The franchising board says one of the cars operated by Uber was fined 200,000 pesos because it didn't have a franchise to operate as a public vehicle. Officials also say Uber vehicles may face fines and up to 3 months of impounding. Uber's Philippines team calls the move unfair. As a precaution against the possible spread of the deadly Ebola virus, Philippine maritime agencies will be enforcing stricter measures on international ships before they dock in the country's ports. The Philippine Coast Guard will look into the last 5 ports visited and assess the threat of Ebola in these countries. 2 North Korean defectors testified Wednesday before the United Nations on how Pyongyang's prison camp system subjected North Koreans to decades of starvation, hard labor, and torture. Kim Hyo-suk talked about the difficulties of growing up in a prison camp with few clothes and almost no food. She says some prisoners were so hungry they killed babies to eat. A Canadian soldier and the person who reportedly shot him are dead in a morning attack in Ottawa, Canada, Wednesday. Soldier Corporal Nathan Cirillo was guarding the National War Memorial when he was shot by a man who ran to the Parliament building a few meters away. Police pursued the man and later shot him. The man was later identified as Michael Zehaf Bebo, who turned to be on the terror watch list. Police ordered a lockdown of the Parliament and surrounding areas as they searched for other gunmen. Let's now look at Rappler's Rap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 8, the International Boxing Association suspends Indian boxer SARITA DEVI Wednesday after an act of protest against judging. DEVI, who controversially lost after appearing to dominate South Korea's Park Ji-na, tearfully refused to accept the bronze medal. Instead, she took the medal and hung it around the neck of her opponent. DEVI will not be allowed to participate in the World Championships in November. And at number 10, last June, Sister Cristina Suscia won singing contest The Voice of Italy, and now she's back with a new cover, Madonna's Like a Virgin. The song has been modified to reflect Sister Christina's image and musical style and takes on a slower, more reflective feel, different from Madonna's energetic tune. Sister Christina describes the cover as more a secular prayer than a pop song. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com/rap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and vote comes down to the Mood Navigator, and we see it's a very red Mood Navigator today. And the story that got the most number of votes today for the second straight day, photos of BINAY and wife touring guests in the HACIENDA BINAY. 92% angry. This story and all the other stories here bring out the mood of the day. Today, most people are angry. That is Rappler's Newscast for today, Thursday, October 23, 2014. I'm Paterno Esmaquel. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.